Another week, another Last of Us. Let's talk about the latest episode in The Last of Us Season 2, which I think is starting to really get a pretty good movement. So let's get on with it and let's talk about this right here. We pretty much know that the last episode we saw that Joel's death is true. It did happen. And of course, we all were hoping, no, Joel was going to be alive somehow, some way. I thought Joel wasn't going to die until the end of the season, y'all. I was really here in my theories and talk about The Last of Us. I was like, this ain't going to happen. He's going to be all right. No, it happened. And now we're here dealing with it all. And so is Ellie, as we see Ellie waking up screaming as she is haunted by this. And I thought it was such an immense episode that really took a lot of what I think a character goes through, like Ellie now with Joel's death. Beautifully done. Also love the way that they really showcase Ellie's psyche in the aftermath of losing somebody like Joel. I thought it was so beautifully done, honestly. And The Last of Us show always just get me. They really do have a great attention to detail here. But we see that Ellie is ready to get revenge now. She finds out from Dina that Dina knows who all of these people were that killed Joe, including Abby, what group they're with, and what their destination was, and now they're trying to get out there to Seattle. Of course, they want to get out there with a group of people in order to be able to take them down, but it's going to have to be up for a council meeting. So I really do love that they're switching up Tommy here. Tommy was really reluctant in the game to go after Abby and all of that. And I think that we do see that this Tommy is a little bit more trying to figure things out. So it's a great change to the story. And I'm excited that they're doing something like this. Something I did not expect in this episode that did happen, however, was our introduction to the Scars. The Scars are here. So the Seraphite group is pretty much like a group that is sort of religious in a way, and we kind of find out a little bit about them. They have a prophet. They do have these sort of rules and morals they live up to, and we get a bit of an introduction to them. But we finally see also that the council meeting happens and everybody votes no except for Seth. Seth is pretty much one of the people who is talking to the people, the council, and everybody in Jackson that they have to go and get revenge. So the guy who was pretty much tearing Dina and Ellie down now is trying to help Ellie to go get her revenge for Joel. But the council that includes Jesse, Tommy, Maria, and so on and so forth, they vote 8 no's and 3 yes. So there is not going to be 16 people that go out to help Ellie to go to Seattle to find Abby. Nobody's going. But we pretty much see that Ellie doesn't care. She's gonna go and she's gonna do what she needs to do, and she prepares, and Dina finds her and is like, yeah, you're not prepared going out in those Converse, which I thought was a funny little jab there. But I think that it's so interesting to see this whole ordeal between Dina and Ellie. I really love how these characters are being really fleshed out here, because in the game they are as well, but I think here it's a lot more, and I really am loving what's going to be happening here. But we eventually see that Dina and Ellie do get help from Seth in order to get a horse, get some medical supplies, a better gun, and just get ready on their way. Ellie's not too keen on Seth, but Seth's the only one really out here really pushing, so we'll see what happens. Eventually, we see that they go on their way to go to Seattle, and Ellie and Dina have a bit more time to connect, which I think was great. Now, one thing that happened here, which I was just like, what the fuck just happened, was the Seraphites. They're dead now. Ellie and Dina stumble across them, and they're all dead. And Ellie is pretty much, you know what? Abby's group did this, I bet, and you know what? That's why they gotta get killed. We do see Dina puke, which could mean that she is in fact pregnant, which is something that does happen, but we'll see what happens if she is in fact pregnant or not. And we do see that Dina and Ellie are pretty much like, hey, you know what? There's probably not a lot of wolves here. It's going to be good. We're going to be able to get through this Seattle town and all of that, and we'll get on our way to kill Abby. So we pretty much see after Ellie and Dina see all of this emptiness, and they're kind of feeling like, oh, this might not be too bad, is then we see there's tanks, and then there is a group of wolf soldiers out there. So this is not going to be easy. And playing the game, I'll tell you, that level was not easy at all. So we also see that there is going to be Issac being introduced in the next episode, which is played by Jeffrey Wright. Now, Issac is the leader of sorts of the Washington Liberation front, which of course is Wolf, and they are out there trying to take out the Seraphites, who of course are the religious people in this area. And this is something that he also assigns Abby to make his squad to prepare for an invasion. And this is something that's going to really be a highlight, I think, of what comes in the next episodes, because you really get to see a lot of what's coming into the next episode. So that was in the teaser. In the teaser, they also showcase Ellie and Dina battling some of the infected, and I think we're gonna see that Ellie is gonna get bit in front of Dina, and that's gonna cause Dina to want to kill her. But of course, now Ellie has to tell her, I'm immune. And I don't know what else is gonna come out. Maybe Dina is finally going to learn what happened between Ellie and Joel in the final episode of season 1, and I think that's definitely going to be an interesting take of what Dina believes now about Joel and about Ellie and everything they've been keeping from everybody as well. So Jeffrey Wright is playing Isaac Dixon, who is going to be a pretty big antagonist, I think, and for sure we've seen him in the game and stuff like that, and I won't get too much into it because it goes into a bit more spoilers between Abby's character and what comes next for her, but I think it's going to be really great to see this type of person that is going to really be a big sort of hurdle, not just for Ellie but also for Abby, and we'll talk more about that in another video. But I thought it was great episode, really brought it all together with what just happened in the previous episode. I think the way that they're expanding Ellie's character, I really love it. I think that there is so much to explore with her and so much more to do, so I'm very excited for what the next few episodes are going to feel like. We think this is like an 8 episode total that The Last of Us season 2 is going to be, and it's going kind of fast. We are already in Seattle, so we're about to see some very interesting stuff, and I'm curious to see how this season ends. I can already see where it's probably going to end off and where season 3 could potentially go, because season 3 does have a lot as well that they're planning apparently. And the game is pretty big. That's the thing about it. It is a pretty big game, so there's a lot that they could do. But there's 7 episodes this season, so I think that we definitely have a feeling of where this is going. I'll talk more about that as well, so stay tuned for that. But as always, that is going to do it for me. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. We're on the road to 40,000 subscribers. What did you think about this latest episode? I was really shook that the scars were introduced already so soon, but the way to make this season's moving and how many episodes there is, it just actually does make sense. So we'll definitely be excited to see what comes next in the upcoming episodes, and let me know what you think about it down below. But as always, that is going to do it for me. Like I said, hit that subscribe and hit the notification bell if you're a fan of the game. Let me know what you think about the certain differences they're doing here, because I think a key one is definitely Tommy being a little bit more reluctant to get revenge and all of that. But I do understand now in the context of the TV show is because the town just got attacked. So I thought adding that really does make more of this drama for what exactly is the right move here. So we'll see how Ellie reacts to it and Tommy and all that, but definitely excited to hear more about your thoughts and theories on what's coming next. But we'll see. As always, stay safe, stay positive.